Hey, good morning, friends. Happy Tuesday. Happy Taco Tuesday. Pastor Jason just checking in this morning. Um, so just kind of want to follow up on what Pastor Angie talked to us about yesterday morning. Kind of got us going and thinking about those breath prayers, those those inhale, exhale, kind of really kind of short, simple, still powerful and effective prayers that we can do kind of all day throughout the day or at any time. Um, what what I want to talk about a bit this morning, and if you kind of turn to that next couple of pages in your packet, I want to talk about centering prayer. Centering prayer is a great practice for if you have a little bit more time that you're able to devote and to focus in, or if you find that you're really having a hard time quieting down all of the extra thoughts and noises and all of that stuff. Um, to set aside 10 or 15 minutes is probably the ideal, because before you launch into your prayer, before you get into your Thanksgiving, before you get into your petitions, it's taking some time to just focus on a single word, to have something to even look at sometimes, just to get focused on, to get centered on. There are times where I'll go up and sit in the sanctuary at church, and I'll just kind of focus up at the cross, or I'll go and focus up towards the altar, and just kind of let everything else kind of fade away, let everything else kind of calm down. That's one way you can get into that centered place. My One of the other things you can do, and what I do a whole lot, is I'll pick just a Bible verse that really speaks to me. One of my favorites, the one that I use a whole lot, is from Philippians 4, 6, and 7. And as I sit down, as I start to kind of quiet everything around me down to move into prayer, just through my mind, I'll keep going over. Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything, by prayer and petition, present your request to God. And the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your heart and protect your mind in Christ Jesus. And I'll say both of those verses a couple times over and over. And then I'll gradually kind of get it down to where I'm using the phrase just peace of God. The peace of God. Just over and over. And sometimes I've got to say it out loud to really get all of the other distractions to quiet down. Sometimes it's just quietly in my mind. But the whole point of centering prayer and getting into that practice is just having some kind of tool, some kind of technique, that when we don't want to rush through our prayers because we have some time to really sit down and focus, or probably more importantly right now, in times where there's just so much distraction, so much chaos going on around us, it's that practice that we can get into, of getting focused, of getting centered in on one thing, get really locked in and connected to God. Think of one attribute, think of one thing that Christ has done for you, or one thing that he's done in scripture. Just kind of find that one thing to focus in on for a couple minutes at the beginning, to let everything else kind of fade away and quiet down, and then kind of get into what would be your normal cadence of prayer. There's plenty of other descriptions and ideas and questions around centering prayer in your packet. Would encourage you to take a look at this week. Um, you know, if there's something that you do, if there's something that you look at, something that you think about, if there's a Bible verse that's your go-to when you go to kind of center yourself in prayer, drop us a comment here. Let us know what that is. If you're one who maybe has this gift of prayer, who has this gift of being able to shut out the rest of the world when they sit down to go pray, and if you want to share some advice or some tips for the rest of us, that would just be awesome. Um, Thanks for your time today. Thanks for checking out our video. Friends, have a great day. Stay dry, stay warm, because I think it's going to be pretty chilly today. But be safe, be well, know how much you are loved, and good luck working through these prayer practices this week. All right, guys. Bye.